Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with football. St. Lucia, we are 2 days away from the grand final of the Caribbean Alliance Veterans Football Tournament. The festivities get underway on Saturday at the lovely Philip Master Grounds in Vieux-Fort. The float champions are VSADC. Now, it is time to see who will lift up the highly coveted Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Action kicks off at 6 p.m. with the staging of the third place playoff. Valley Legends, featuring the likes of Valencia Salo Joseph, along with Nathan Rato Sundivan, will come up against Titus Titielva, Andy Butuja Baptiste, and Central Vieux-Fort. At 8 p.m., it's on. The big showdown will feature leading goal scorer Jerome Barboy Serville and the Soufrière veterans coming up against Roger Celestin and the Gros Islet veterans. Soufrière are playing in the final for the third time, while it is the Gros Islet's first trip to the title decider. Now, there will be lots of entertainment as usual. The MC Donneville will be on the mic. Some of the other entertainers include Mystic Rhythms, Umpa, and Grata. Of course, there will be music by the boss down south, DJ Lovely. Turned. Meanwhile, on Sunday, the DJ Dunga Marcusson Cup shifts into another gear. In front of what guarantees to be a massive crowd in the Valley, the semi-final of the very exciting tournament will be played. The first semi-final will see the battle between Dennery North and South, or as they commonly say, Dennery versus the Valley. From Dennery Village, DCYO from the Dennery Football League, they will take on Rovers United from the Mabia Valley Football League. That's got it, stand up. At the second semi-final promises to be a blockbuster event. Defending champions Peter Travel Young Stars from the Dennery Football League will come up against back-to-back champions of the Deriso League, El Niños FC. That one there? Wow. Hey, cricket. Interesting question. Should West Indies under-19 opening batsman Kimani Melius be selected to be part of the Stars team this CPL season? Barbados native is the same age as Shivnarine Chandapal when he made his debut for Guyana in the regional game in 1991. Melius, the hard-hitting batsman, had an impressive showing on his very first international tour in New Zealand. Kimani showed no fear as he took on some of the best on the world stage. Kimani hit 2 half-centuries and was one of the top run scorers for the Windies team. What's more, Melius showed the ability to garner runs quickly, as well as consolidate and have patient knocks. President of the St. Lucia Cricket Association, Julian Charles, supports the prospect of Kimani Melius being given this opportunity. I think Kimani is one for the future, and any opportunity to rub shoulders with more experienced cricketers should be given consideration, he said. Well, the draft for the 2018 Hero Caribbean Premier League will take place in London on March 1st, 2018. During the draft, teams will select their lineups for the 6th edition of the tournament, which will be taking place between August 8th and September 16th, 2018. Over the years, teams have selected a number of young cricketers as part of their mentoring and development mandates. Since the World Cup, many in the sub-region have suggested that the 17-year-old should be given the opportunity to further develop his skills during the biggest party in sport. So, let's discuss this. Do you think that Kimani Melius should be selected to be part of the Stars franchise this year? Of course, you can go to St. Lucia Sports Online and let us know what you think. Let your voice be heard. Well, we take a break, but when we come back, yes, LFA to host annual award. And we take a look at the results from yesterday's school sports meets. Welcome back. Well, the St. Lucia Football Association 2018 National Football Award Ceremony will be held this Saturday, 10th February 2018 at the Palm Haven Hotel, Gros Islet, from 7 p.m. Awards will be presented to the outstanding football players, football administrators, coaches, the football leagues, and the media. Persons nominated for the awards as follows: Senior Female Football of the Year, Melissa Markey from Dennery, Marva Herman of Vieux-Fort. The Junior Female Football of the Year, Ithaya Fowell from Gros Islet, Crescent St. Louis from Vieux-Fort South. Junior Male Football of the Year, Sebastian Rebo from Gros Islet, Rio Longville from Soufrière, Vino Bachelet from Vieux-Fort South. Senior Male Football of the Year, Vino Bachelet from Vieux-Fort South, Troy Greenwich from Gros Islet. Administrator of the Year, Shane Paul, the President of the Gros Islet Football League, Emmanuel Bellas, President of the Vieux-Fort South Football League. League of the Year, Vieux-Fort South Football League, Gros Islet Football League. Coach of the Year, Emmanuel Bellas of Vieux-Fort South, Durmont, Bingi, Monrose from Grosley. Well, 100 persons are expected to attend the award ceremony and will also pay homage to the football fraternity. President of the St. Lucia Football Association, Mr. Lyndon Cooper, will address the awards ceremony. President of the different football leagues and other invited guests will also be in attendance, and congratulatory messages from CFU, CONCACAF and FIFA will be presented on the night of the event. Still in football, the new year 2018 opens a season which is anticipated to be hyperactive for the governing football body in St. Lucia. With less than 1 month into the season, the transfer market has been bustling with activity. The 2018 edition will be played using a round-robin format. That's the Division 1 competition, which includes a total of 28 matches of 7 rounds amongst the SLFA's 8 premier clubs, and commences from February 11, 2018 and ends March 14, 2018. On Sunday, February 11, 2018, from 6 p.m. at 2 premier venues, Grosley and Ancillary Playing Fields. 2 games are scheduled to commence at 6 and 8 p.m. respectively. Defending champions Northern United All-Stars of Grosley, coached by Franklin McDonald, will at 8 p.m. be challenged by the champion team from the East as Tirosho FC on their home ground, a game which follows the VSADC versus Platinum in a North-South derby at 6 p.m. On the West Coast, football fans will witness 2 exciting games when RV Juniors FC of Roseau Valley, they will come up at, they will be playing at 6 p.m. They will lock horns with Uptown Rebels FC as the newly promoted club. Uptown Rebels from the Viewfort South League, who has been tipped as the favorites to walk away with this year's coveted prize. And at 8 p.m., the Pride of Ancillary Alès, they will be challenged by the boys from Marsha, big players who have everything to prove. The victor of this club championship will represent St. Lucia at the 2018 CONCACAF Caribbean Club Championship. Wow. Well, school sports, the Ave Maria Primary School hosted their annual inter-house track and field competition yesterday, 7 February 2018. Hundreds of girls made the trek over to the Middle Valley Park for the event. We spoke to Samantha Mann, who is the sports coordinator. According to the teacher, this school strives to develop the holistic child. It was important to have the meet to give children a chance to develop in sports. But the competing houses included Egan, Pierre, Philip, and Riviere House. After a keenly contested event, Egan House emerged victorious, edging out Pierre House to win the competition. Meanwhile, the Babonneau Secondary School staged their annual Inter-House Track and Field Championships on Wednesday also, as the 7th of February 2018. The championships were held at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds in Grosley. The competing houses included Joseph House, Gaspar House, Emily House, and Tuse House. Now, we spoke to the physical education teacher at the school, that's Michael Affer, who was delighted with the day's proceedings. According to Affer, normally the sports meet is held at the Laguerre playing field, but since the grounds was not in good conditions, they decided to use the Beausejour indoor facility. Beausejour cricket grounds. The facility was perfect to host the young athletes. That's the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds. The sports department at the school worked hard to ensure the meet got off the ground. Now, one of the standout athletes from the school is Paul from Gaspar House. Before lunch, Paul had already captured the goal in both the 100 meters and the 300 meters. In the end, the last year's champions, Gaspar House, was dethroned by this year's champions, Emily House. Meanwhile, the St. Mary's College held another event on their school sports calendar. The school held their Inter-House Swimming Championships on Wednesday, 7 February 2018. The St. Mary's College has, of course, produced some of the very best sports personalities in St. Lucia's history. Speaking to Mr. Lawrence Kourou, who is part of the sports committee at the school, he indicated that this event was part of the overall sports program for the term. Students get an opportunity to gain and show off their skills and to gain points for their house at this event. Well, Mr. Kourou was satisfied with the day's proceedings. He singled out individuals such as Terra Monplessis as one of the national swimmers taking part in the day's event. The competing houses included Presentation House, Abercrombie, Rodney, and Tapon House. At lunch, Abercrombie House surged ahead. Now, the event was held at the Rodney Heights Aquatic Center in Grosley. In the end, Abercrombie finished on top with 254, followed by Presentation on 159, Rodney on 138, and Tapon 113. So, Presentation still leads the overall point standings for the inter-house competitions. Well, finally, Paris Saint-Germain are favorites to progress from the blockbuster Champions League tie against Real Madrid. Well, that's according to Barcelona midfielder Xavi. Madrid had enjoyed a difficult campaign, sitting 19 points behind Barca in La Liga. But but are in last 16 in the Champions League. Zinedine Zidane's men are aiming to win the European crown for a third straight year and host PSG in their first leg on Wednesday. Xavi, the Barcelona great who won the Champions League 4 times, said while he expected an improved Madrid, League One leaders PSG deserve favoritism. I think PSG are a spectacular team that are made to win the Champions League, he told RMC. But it is not good to face Madrid at the moment. It will be a very strong tie, although I think the favorite is PSG because of their form. This is a semi-final, not last 16. There was no luck in the draw. Everyone knows that Madrid has the DNA of a victory and more in this competition. Sooner or later, PSG will win the Champions League, he said. Well, we'll see what happens. Sport, the DBS News continues after the break.